Hello. I was recently asked to do one of these videos for an item I authenticated is a while back, a few months ago. I didn't look up the exact date, but anyways, it's item 406507. This is an 11 by 14 inch photo from Star Wars Episode 3, signed by Hayden, Christensen, and Ewan McGregor. This did pass authentication, and I am going to go over that with everybody. Okay, so here's some examples of Hayden Christensen's typical autograph. The H, it's slanted just slightly, comes back. The C comes out, comes up again. This comes down. Sometimes it's a little more straight, sometimes it's a little more loopy, and then kind of trails off. It's usually a fairly quick trail off. Sometimes this part here is pointier than others. Sometimes it's a little more rounded. But this is pretty typical. Also, his speed ticks, like when you're moving your pen and your hand starts to come up, so you're drawing that line, you're going to go to this one. So you're going to have like a little bit of a tick that comes up. His ticks go to the right, which you can't really see too well in this photo. This photo is from London Film and Comic Con. You can see it on their Facebook page. Here's another one somebody obtained at London Film and Comic Con. Slightly, this is a little straighter than usual, but yeah. You can see, comes out, this is an example of one of the more pointy ones. Got the loop, trails off. Oops. One of the official autograph cards, and here's where you can start seeing the speed ticks coming up to the right, comes up, a little more pointed, comes out. This is something that I just found this was funny. This is not an authentic Hayden Christensen autograph. But when I was mentioning the ticks, like I just had to point this out because this is just so bad. And James Spence, JSA, authenticated it. Is way too long. You almost have the angle, but way too long. The ticks are coming up to the left. The C is, I don't know, it's up so high, and then that's just a mess. It's like it's coming back, and then I don't even know. It's a mess. This is so fake. It's not even funny. Okay, where are we at? Now we're going to start getting into some pictures I found from official Pix signings. If you don't know official Pix, they are the top autograph dealer out there. They used to be the official autograph dealer for Star Wars. They've branched off a little bit, but they still do a lot of private signings. And they had one last year, a couple years ago, with Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor. So at this point now, that's where all our examples are coming from. So we got the ticks, comes out, comes up. And this actually goes like a couple, it's a little more bumpy there, but it's from official Pix. I can guarantee that is good. There's another one. Right tick. Coming up. Here's one with the full name. This, I think this one here, I think was Star Wars Autograph Universe, which is the newer place. For doing pre-orders, they seem to be okay, but they've started branching off into authentication services, and they don't really seem to know what they're doing. But anyways, I can tell this is legit. You can't see it too well in here, but so this is where he has the full Anakin Skywalker signed on it. He starts his A's up there, they come around. Just basic printing, really. This is another one. Official Star Wars photo. So this is one way that he had a signing. You can see there again, it starts up there. Basic printing. And this one here, he did AKA Darth Vader. That's not always 100% how he signs things like that, though. But here is an example that he has signed: Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader. We're going to start hopping over into... Actually, I'm going to continue on. Let's finish the Hayden Christensen ones. So here's another one where he signed Darth Vader. And this is a little bit of a sloppy one, but this is from Official Pics. This is the Official Pics Autograph HQ Facebook page. If you go there, search, you'll find all sorts of examples for these. Here's a nice one with quotes. And here's where we can see how the example of the slash in the names. And that's my phone going off. So there, that was just Anakin. So to the item in question. It's got a bunch of scuffs and scratches on it. So you really got to notice some of that in here. First of all, let's talk about pixelation. So we're going to determine that these signatures are not printed on here. You can feel it. If you have the item on you, you're going to feel it. But for sake of video, we can go through it. You can see the pixelation happening in things, in parts of the photo. Right? There's a blur. You can see the pixelation. You can see the signatures, no pixelation. Well, I shouldn't say no pixelation. Like, obviously this is an image, there'll be pixelation, but not the same pixelation ratio. I'm just going to shrink this down just a little bit so we can get in the screen better here. Okay. So, here is the item. Here is Hayden Christensen's signature. We have the H, so a little bit of a slant. You can see speed marks are coming back up. You got the C, this one is often a little bit shorter too on this side, not always, but often. So there we go, we got the C coming out, it's going up, it's coming back. A little more rounded and loopy right there, coming out and not trailing off as far. And I wish I hadn't zoomed back up. Hang on. It's still kind of hard to see in this, but it's starting to come back. This is a slight tick here coming backwards because then he'd be going down here to start this writing. Oh, and it's cut off a little. I don't know why that's cut off. Anyways, when you have the item, the whole item, you'll see the A comes down, loops around. You're seeing little speed ticks here. Again, it's just basic printing. The Y that comes up and then loops back down. Anakin Skywalker / Darth Vader. The other thing is with his D's, they're usually kind of more rounded, and then like this. I'm not even sure what you call the shape, but it's not just like round. It's like round and down, like round and angle. Everything's sticking out. You can see where everything overlaps. So yeah, that looks good. Shrink that back down. So we'll go over here to the Ewan McGregor signature. Here's some examples. Here's one, and again, this was from Official Pics. This is one where it's all joined. It's not separated. A little more pointy. The O, it's looping up to the top. It's starting and then coming up to the top. OB1, no dash. The K is in 3 strokes. Another one over here, that's all attached. The O loops up to the top. 3 strokes for the K. It's pretty, pretty sloppy writing, right? That's just kind of squiggles. You can imagine, though, if he's signing autographs, he's going to be signing a lot of autographs. So they're going to get messy, sloppy. It is what it is. Here's a good example, I believe also from Official Picks. Yeah. The separated signature. Now we kind of set this angle, comes down, couple loops, and then back out. And then the M and back out. Sometimes you get a little X, you don't always. Just hopping back over to the page. Yeah, separated. O at the top. This one actually has the dash. The OB dash 1, squiggle, squiggle, squiggle. O. This is like an O, and then hang on. I'm just gonna throw this into paint here. I didn't get too much bigger, but yeah, it's like an O, and then just like a scribble, and then the B, the I, but it's got the dash and that. Like I always say to people, you try writing your name like hundreds of times in a row. Like it's, little things you don't really worry too much about. Here's another one. And this one isn't, so these you'll see like the line that comes down here. This one, it's like a weird kind of loop like on the bottom and then comes up and over. M, O, no dash in that one. This is an all one word signature with a quote. Yeah, coming back over to the item. It doesn't look like it starts from here. I was having a hard time. This is one thing I was having a hard time deciphering, is where exactly this started. It appears that it starts down in here, but not very, because it doesn't look like it's starting going in this direction. It is starting in here somewhere, but having a hard time deciphering this. When the item is in front of me, I have a way of backlighting it where I can see a little better the layers of a photo. But unfortunately, I can't really show that on here. If you have a way, even if you have your phone to shine the flashlight in the back, if you had the item in front of you, you'd kind of see what I'm talking about. It comes up a little sloppy. We got the typical direction. We got the M, comes back, moving his marker back down to start on the OB one. At the OB, we got the dash happening. We got the V that's kind of pointy, but like not really pointy. Like that's how his W's are. You can see the tick that is coming back down, the pen movement, just the scribble there. A little tick here again, it's coming back down this way. Tick that's going up. We got the 3, and that line's come back. We got the 3 lines. And we got the sloppy Kenobi. We got 2 spots here. This one is like a splot with like a run on it. So what this is looking like, and I remember there's other, the whole photo wasn't big enough for the scanner on this, but I remember there's other imperfections, other blotches of ink. Paint pens are pretty notorious for dribbling at bad times. So yeah, it looked like we just had some dribbling happening over there. Probably when that eye, like if you've ever used a paint pen, you'd know what I'm talking about. You put the dab, and then that's making the ink run out because it's been pushed down, and so it just kind of starts dripping more sometimes. So that's all that appears to be. Overall, compared to all the rest, I'm not seeing any red flags of anything. There's very slight things, but nothing overall that would scream that anything is not authentic. So yeah, just to recap, Hayden Christensen does sign his name or his character name in all ways. Just Anakin Skywalker, Vader, Darth Vader, AKA with a slash. Like, for someone to say he only ever signs it one way is absolutely ridiculous, because we just saw all sorts of examples of it being all different ways. So yeah, slight little imperfections on either signature. Nothing at all that I would be worried about. As I always say, we don't know the circumstances, and I shouldn't say we don't know. If I was provided with if somebody had said this is supposedly where it was signed, I've included that in certificates under additional details. I don't retain any of that info, and like I said, this was done a few months ago. I don't recall if I ever had that information. It may say where it was signed or supposedly signed, but because that's not relevant to anything, I don't retain it. If there is slight little imperfections, you would just typically assume like they're signing a bunch of autographs or getting tired, getting sloppy, or somewhere where they're standing and writing, or even getting pushed around. Something's kind of moving. It's slight little imperfections. When you have overall slants are good, speed marks are going in the right direction, just key things are good, you don't need to worry about the slight little tiny things. It's not, nobody would worry about that. And yeah, for Ewan McGregor to say he doesn't sign with the dash in Obi-Wan, we've seen he does. So yeah, and also, like I said, if you are someone who has this item in front of you, if you can backlight it in some way, you would see, because I remember doing this, and yeah, on the first part of Ewan McGregor stage here, like you could, with backlight, you can see better, but I can't on video without it. I can't convey that to you guys, but you would see that. You'd see a little more where it's starting. It doesn't start from the bottom, it starts from the top. But yeah. So that's what it is. If you think I missed something, let me know. But as it is, everything indicates it is authentic, and I passed it. So thank you for watching. Have a good night.